Thank you for staying with us. Worried by growing food insecurity, the International Monetary Fund, that's IMF, is calling on nations across the world to increase its response. The body warns that the war in Ukraine, as well as other factors such as the impact of climate change, are intensifying acute food insecurity and threatening the lives and livelihood of 345 million people. According to the fund, the suffering was worst in 48 countries, many highly dependent on food imports from Ukraine and Russia, adding that the financial costs of the crisis are rising too. Joining us for this conversation is Dr. Ambassador Joyce Andrew. Thank you so much for joining us on TBC Breakfast.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. If you look at the papers this morning, one of the papers had that hunger crisis to worsen as floods drown farmlands, and perhaps this is one of the things fueling food inflation crisis. But paint us a picture of how dire the situation is that IMF is making this call.
Okay, I am Ambassador Joyce Andrew, the CEO of Supreme Family Entertainment International Initiative, and is a charity organization here in Lagos State. The insecurity of food in this country actually is one of the reasons that makes me to go into taking care of those women, especially in agriculture. And it also gives me the passion to have a food bank where we keep food, where we store food for them to have something eaten, because the food insecurity brings more harm to the society. That is why you see women and children begging on the streets, and it's not really helping matter. And that is the reason why my own organization has put it as a mandate that they must make sure that food is not a problem in this country. And when you come, you see women collecting free food, collecting free items, taking care of them free. And it has reduced a lot of food insecurity. It's making them to be okay, it's making them to be fine.
Just by distributing food?
Yes.
But does that empower them?
Yes,
in some sort,
along the
such
side,
that they would not have to return to the bank for
no,
food?
No. Like in terms of agriculture, what I do is I get them a farm where they can be able to produce tomatoes, to produce fruits, vegetables, where they can take it back to the market to sell and be able to take care of themselves. So it has really gone a long way by protecting them in some situations, because after the agriculture, they make gari. After they farm, they use the cassava they planted to make gari, and they take it to the market, and you see that they are okay with that.
In Lagos, yeah?
Yes, in Badagry. So we have them all over the 36 states, and we are doing like in the area of the northern area, Kaduna area. What they do is they farm ginger at Kachia local government. After farming that ginger, they take it to market. People come all over the world to buy it in their market because, you know, ginger has a lot of benefit. So after that thing, they make a lot of money in it. You're not seeing them crying for hungry, saying they are food, they are okay and they are comfortable.
Yeah, they say that once the problem of food is taken away, the rest of it is easier. So of course, health is another issue, which is usually a factor, a recurring factor, but you have to eat well in order to even get healthy.
That's right.
Now, there was this story that made the rounds last year, and it has lingered up to now. We have not seen any clarity on that. That the bandits stopped many people from going to their farms, or sometimes they charged them fines and so on, you know, to go to their farms. As somebody involved in this at the very grassroots level, what have you found out?
Actually, that's the truth, because I remember when the bandit visited a village at Kaguru area in Kaduna, Apam, they call it Agpam. Immediately that incident, I visited them. And all of them were not in the village. The few ones we saw there, we were able to interact with them, which they told us they cannot even go to their farms. They ran away and leave their houses in the nights, comes in the morning to do few things and go away. So I confirm it. We have to go there to bring a lot of food for them because they can't go to the farm. When they go to the farm, they will kill them or they will tell them to pay tax. I confirm it myself. I saw it live happening.
Is it still so now?
No, now I think with the security involved is a little bit okay. We have not heard anything like that again. I think they
are going back to their farms now.
They've not really gone back to their farms. They are still on the street. You know, they are still afraid of going to the farm because by the time they go to the farm, they don't know what will happen. So they are still in just their locality areas. They can't even go to the bush and they can't walk. One person cannot walk alone. It's too common in that area of Kaduna State, so that they can never go to farm except what they see in the market. That is what they will buy and go home.
Do you interact with the security agencies since you are involved in the farm thing to get the right information about what is going on? Is it just the psychology of the fear or the fact that the bandits are still there?
The fact that the bandits are nobody knows their location. By the time they take risks to go to the farm, you see people from nowhere coming to attack you. So it give that trauma that happened before. It's still on their head.
Yes,
so they are still scared of going so that they will not lose their life because they have lost relations, they've lost mothers, they've lost father, and they don't want to go back there again. So they are so careful of going to the farm now. I think maybe from next year, things will be fine again but now there is a lot of hunger because they could not be able to go to farm this year.
So how do you get this produce that you share for people? Do you work with farmers directly or you just buy from the market?
Actually, as a NGO and as a charity organizations, I seek for funds. Okay. I go out to seek for funds from local community donors, friends in diaspora. We call for their help. In fact, even some of the government offices, I write to them that they need to come to their aid because if we allow them to just being useless, it will bring insecurity. You know, they will start committing some attitude, they will start committing crimes, and it will affect the community. So I do go out, we the NGOs, we do write, we do help, even I do call on the government to support us so that we can be able to take care of those less privileged that cannot.
And do you get that support from government?
Actually, we don't really, we have not gotten support from government before, except individual donors that have the heart and passion to help humanity.
Who are these individuals?
Yeah, you know, sometimes when they help you, they say, don't mention my name. So it's based on
anonymous.
us. Yes, and some people will just send it to the account. Some people will just write an envelope. Some chiefs, again, will say, please take this farm, use it, and have a harvest to take care of the less privileged. Like in my area, some of our chiefs give me a very big hectares of land where we produce a lot of ginger.
Which area is that?
Yes.
Where?
That's Kachia local government.
In Kaduna?
Yeah, in Kaduna. I'm from a village called Yarbun.
All right.
So, well, you know, we produce a lot of ginger. And that ginger really helped me a lot to take care of the less privileged.
Now, I'm still on this issue before we move to another one. On this issue of the fines and insecurities and so on and so forth. The chief of defense staff once said that they no longer charge fines for people to go to farm. He said so, and some people disputed it, but no, there's nobody to go into the interlands to find out whether it is true or not. Do you have any way of interacting with government agencies to ensure that these routes to the farms are actually secure? Because what is happening is that I was struck there yesterday or last month. Even if it is clear, if the road is clear, it's not clear, I don't know. But I don't want to take the risk to go. But you need the government to give them assurance that this road is okay, you can now go to the farms. There's still a communication gap. Don't you think, is there any way you can interact with government or express these reservations to them?
Yeah, the last time I visited Kafanchan, what I saw makes me to talk to the government. I say, I called for their help on their behalf. I say, please come and rescue these people because they are not finding it easy. You know, they can't really go. If it's me, with what I saw, I would not go to the farm because you don't know where they are coming from. You don't know the angle they are hiding. If you go to the farm and anything happens to you, they will say, who asked you to go? So it's better for them to be in one place and be watchful of what they are doing so that they will not go and involve themselves in that kind of incident. Because in fact, by the time they go to farm, they kill them, they burn their farm. Sometimes they put fire in the farm. So they could not do anything. So when I visited that area those days, I called on the government. I said, please come to their rescue. These people need help. And they even asked me to talk to our state governor that they cannot go to farm. They need something that they can be doing that will help them. Because somebody cannot farm, he don't have food to eat. Some of them, like in Kachia, those Kadara people, you know, they are based on farming. They don't know anything apart from farming. So you see their women. It's not as if their women have gone to school or they have another things doing. But when I went there, I have to come back to teach them a skills accusation that will help them. Even without the farming, they can be able to have another thing to do. Teaching them how to make liquid soap and a kind of small-scale business that can bring money for them before the situation will be solved. And they learn it, and they were so happy. Now you see them preparing some things, making puff-puff, doing some kind of business, and take it to the market. At least they have something. I went to the IDP camp. I trained more than 5,000 of them in their camps. In fact, all those local governments, starting from Kachia down, I make sure I visited them in the camp. I trained them, and they were okay. They were happy.
You said this NGO, what you're doing in Kaduna is replicated across the 36 states of the
NGO The NGO is national.
Right.
Yeah.
So have you visited a place like Benue State or perhaps Kogi State, and you see the situation on the ground now is flooding? What reports are you getting with regard to that and how that is affecting them beyond security?
Actually, I only visited Kogi State for a renovation. Okay. And there is a hospital they sent to me in picture on my phone. I saw that hospital. I said, and it's a government hospital. I said, if somebody that is sick, we enter this hospital and use this toilet, you get more, in fact, infections upon infection, you will not be healed. So I have to take my own time to renovate that hospital, which is not my duty. But because of the well-being of those people that makes me, I have the passion for the people, and I don't, by the time they are sick every day, they are calling you, please help us, send money, send this. I'm not happy. So I have to take time. I have a coordinator there. I asked him, please, what can we do to make this facility, this toilet? We changed the net, because if you see the net, it has finished totally.
It's a mosquito trap. It's a mosquito trap.
Yes. The mosquito is bombarding them. You know, the bed have torn, and I said, this is a government hospital. It's not supposed to be like that. I renovate it, paint it, change the tiles, change the toilet seat, change the lights. In fact, if you see there again, it has torn.
So beyond feeding, you have delved into other areas of skill acquisition
feeding,
and all of that.
Yes, apart from even feeding, paying of their school fees. Some of them have fibroids. You see them walking along the street with big stomach. I take them, even in the streets, to hospital for operation. Sometimes when I take them, some of these people, to government hospital, they don't receive them. They tell me, take them, we can't handle it. I remember the rescue we did in Egbeda, those people begging on the street, those people, you see as if they have wounds, as if they have this. So I discovered that it was just, they are just lying. I visited where they are calm with my team. What I saw, in fact, I was so crazy about it. I reported the case to the police.
That they were faking it?
Yes. And I saw those people, you know, you see plaster, but when you remove it, there's nothing there. I have to pack all of them to the police at Idumu. I packed them to the police, and I end up spending my money. They released them.
There's a journalist, Henry Akibu, who wrote a novel about this kind of thing. Some people just came from outside town. Then they started thinking about how they are going to make money. They put themselves, they now perfected the art of deforming, of seeming to have deformed themselves as a way of making money.
And I think I spoke on AIT then. I said, please, the Lagos state government should do something about it, because you see small children. There is even one, they gave him name Malai. That boy, they brought him at the age of 2 months, and he's already 12 months. It can be harmful to the society because he's exposed to danger already. I packed almost 15 of them to the hospital. The other lady was bleeding because she had I don't really know. And with that condition, the men there were still sleeping with the lady. She was bleeding blood. I took her to Igondu General. They refused to take her. I have to take her to private and spend a lot of money. I don't know her. I charter bus. I called Benue.
Why did you report the hospital? Because the hospital is not supposed to be a public hospital.
They refused to accept her. They said they can't. That the lady was bleeding. They said no. The nurse on duty rejected her. We took them back.
You have reported the nurse on duty. But she had no right to do that.
To reject her.
She had no right. You should have reported.
All the way from Egbeda.
But you should have reported the nurse. And the ministry should have taken care of the situation.
There is no support. We took them to the general hospital. From there, to private hospital. They collected their money and took care of her. There were 15 of them, and we take care of them. We charter bus. We call their chief over there in Benue State, and we discovered that the leaders there in the society are aware of what is happening. They give out their children, and the children give them returns.
Yes, really? But their children are investments.
Yes, they give them returns. So I
so tell the children to go and do what?
To go and do to sell, to be begging on the streets, to be faking the sickness.
It's an enterprise. Yeah?
Yes,
it's a family enterprise.
In fact, that particular NGO is registered. The person doing that thing in Lagos is
registered as what?
Yes,
as a business.
Yes, it's a registered NGO. So I have
to send children to go and beg.
That is child trafficking.
That's begging Inc.
Yes. So
that's what it is.
We went there. Even the women they are still in their camp. As I speak to you, is it Akonjo? Akwo-Onjo.
Yeah.
They are still there. We beg them to leave.
Report them to so that they go there and then they'll raid them out
So
of the place.
I have done that with the police. No, I've spent a lot. Nobody really was ready to do anything. So I alone. They even tell me if I don't stop it, they have an situation, they may harm me.
Come after you, yeah.
So I have to pack it up and leave. So after we return those children back to Benue, last upper week, my husband was driving. He saw the boy again. They brought him back. He was begging on the streets again. And he said, Alaye, what are you doing here? He said, I don't come back to business. So it's very, very, you know, this kind of thing, we are staying with the grassroots. Every day I know what sometimes we cook more than 2 bags of rice every day to give to those boys on the streets because they don't have what to eat makes them to enter trouble.
So does such experiences, excuse me, so does such experiences discourage you in what you're doing, so to speak?
No. In fact, it's what I love to do. If I don't even cook for them every day, I'm not happy. I go to where they used to stay, all those boys, you know, where they smoke. I take food to them with water. And sometimes when I go there, they start calling, Mama Supreme, you have come again. Please, we don't want to smoke.
Mama what?
Mama Supreme. They call me Mama Supreme. So we don't want to.
They have a good sense of imagination.
Yes. They say, we don't want to do this kind of thing again. Sometimes when they are sick, I have a small clinic that if they are sick, they run because they may not have money to go to
the clinic,
the hospital. So when they come, they have small injury. I used to get anti-malaria. I give them, say, take care of yourself. Sometimes I will cook on the street. I'll say, everybody come and eat. So it makes them look happy. And sometimes I'll say, I want you to go and farm tomatoes. You have your farm. I encourage them to even go into fish farming. So with small money, it makes their life better. So they are happy.
So what you are saying here is that we keep saying that in the north you have the Amajiris. We have a different version of Amajiris here in the south.
Yes. In fact, we have senior Amajiris.
The ones in the north is sociological. The one in the south is entrepreneurial.
Yes, the ones in the north actually they go to read.
Yes.
They go there to learn.
To Makaranta.
Yes. That is what they do.
Yes.
But the one here, they come to us.
Yes, that's why I say so. The ones in the north, they are sociological. The ones in the south is entrepreneurial.
The government needs to take a serious action on that.
It's terrible.
For a woman to fake that she has a baby, some of the baby, they rent the baby.
Yes.
They rent. It's happening. I visited their camp that night from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. We were in the road fighting them. Arrest almost 15 of them. They released them. And I didn't expect the police because to release them, they could have provided their leaders. At least with doing that, this economic and the society will grow fine. Right. Because it's making us to have more problems.
And we'll have to leave the conversation here. An interesting insight you have given to us, Dr. Ambassador Joyce Andrew, Secretary of the African Food Bank, CEO, Supreme Family Entertainment International Initiative, African Peace Ambassador. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.